So this is the second.
Anil sir, your video is muted.
My video is mute, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
This is second talk as.
No, it's still not on, sir. Okay, okay, we are having your. It's gone again.
No, it's okay.
A second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Please go on, sir. Thank you.
So this is the second talk that we are having in collaboration with the Institution of Engineers India, Telangana State Center. And today's topic is of relevance because it is something that is new, which is going to be in practice. Of course, this topic has been there for quite a long time, and we are very happy to associate ourselves with the Institution of Engineers, Telangana State Center, for this 3-day national webinar series. In fact, if you look at it, you will find that we had the first talk yesterday. That was by Dr. KVL Subramaniam on the topic Innovations for Sustainable Development. So today is the second talk by Dr. V. Bhikshma on importance of special concrete, geopolymer concrete. And tomorrow is the third talk by Dr. Ramacharla Pradeep Kumar, and it is on earthquake safety of tall buildings, some salient provisions of IS 16700. So as all of you know that we have been collaborating with various professional bodies like Association of Consulting Civil Engineers, Indian Concrete Institute, Institution of Engineers, and various other colleges and institutions for ensuring that during this pandemic also we have this sharing of knowledge on various topics ranging from blended cements to concrete to smart cities to reinforcement detailing to even some topics of architecture also. So that is what we have been doing, because apart from manufacturing 12 brands of cement, which is there for various kinds of application, as you can see that we have four brands of ordinary Portland cement, the 43, the 53 grade, and the 43 grade infra, and the 53 grade infra. And then we have the Ramco Superfast for precast applications. And then we have the four Portland Pozzolana cements, the Ramco Super Grade, the Ramco Supercrete, the Ramco Superfine, and Karthik Super Plus. Out of this, Ramco Supercrete is a Portland Pozzolana cement which is specifically meant for concreting applications, wherein you will get a high rate of gain of strength as well as low heat of hydration. So a combination of both durability as well as rate of gain of compressive strength is the hallmark of Ramco Supercrete. And then we have the Portland slag cement, the Ramco Super Steel, and the Ramco Samudra, and the sulfate resisting Portland cement, the Ramco Super Post. So that is the 12 brands of cement that we have got. And apart from this, we have the Dry-Mix range of products which is being manufactured from our Dry-Mix plant. Ramco Tile Fix, the Ramco Super Plaster, the Ramco Block Fix, the Ramco Self-Curing Plaster, Super Fine, and Tile Grout. So those are the products for non-structural applications that we are manufacturing from our Trimix plant, which is set up in technical collaboration with MTech Germany. And then the idea was to ensure that all our customers, irrespective of whatever type of concrete they are making, whether it is ready-mix concrete, whether it is the individual house builders, whether it is the infrastructure buildings, whether it is the precast segment, our objective is to help them to make a high performance concrete, and that is why we have specific cement for every applications. So that is how we have been able to do this, because of the various trials that we have done at Ramco Research Development Center. In fact, what happens is that we get the aggregates, the sand from various places, even the chemical admixtures, because one of the challenges is to ensure that using chemical admixtures, we get concrete of the required workability as well as the required strength. Of course, for all the concrete grades ranging from M20 to M100 as per the customer's requirement. So that is how we have been able to do it. And of course, always our concept has been the right product for right application. And today's topic, geopolymer concrete, as all of you know, is one wherein you will be using the blending material. So before there are so many topics of importance, of interest, which are at various stages of research and which may not have, being used widely in India. So special types of concrete are there. So one has to understand the applications and where it can be used, because there were many queries. Even yesterday also, we had got queries from some of the individual house builders saying that can we start using geopolymer concrete from tomorrow onwards in our construction site, because the kind of practices that we are following at site, even with cement, there is a lot of improvement that has to be made. So you need to understand where it can be used, where it cannot be used. So those kind of application-oriented concepts one has to be very clear. So let me invite Dr. Rameshwar Rao of Institution of Engineers of Telangana State Center to give the welcome address. Dr. Rameshwar Rao, sir, you are there? I think Dr. Rameshwar Rao?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Over to you for the welcome address, please.
Good morning. And sir, is audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
It's audible. Please go.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please go.
Respected today's chief guest, speaker of today's Bhishma Garu and Professor is Department of Civil Engineering, College of Usman University, and Engineer Anil Kumar Garu, General Manager, Banco. We are really very happy because yesterday was inaugurated by Honorable our President Engineer Narendra Singh, and today we can expect same thing from our Bhishma sir, and tomorrow again our Raman Charla is going to give a third. I welcome to all the experts in concreting and also I'm our committee members, and there are our corporate members also there, and distinguished guests. Welcome to all of you for second day webinar. Thank you.
So let me just introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. V. Bhishma. He earlier had also spoken about a very interesting topic on non-destructive testing. So again, we have him here so that all of us can have very good knowledge sharing and information sharing about the research that he is doing about the topic, because he is an expert in various aspects of concrete. Dr. V. Bhishma was awarded PhD from Osmania University, Hyderabad. He has 23 years of teaching and research experience in civil engineering. After having his brilliant innings as assistant professor, associate professor, he was promoted as professor in the year 2011. He had the positions of head Department of Civil Engineering, chairman Board of Studies in Civil Engineering, director of Evaluation Examination Cell, and director Industrial Development and Incubation Center at Osmania University, Hyderabad. He has published 67 research papers at international national journals and conferences. He has guided 70 postgraduate theses. He visited Australia, USA, Hong Kong, Switzerland, Singapore, Japan, Italy, and Bangkok, and presented his research papers in international conferences. He is a selection committee member, board of studies, and member for various organizations, both private and government organizations. He has been actively involved in various consultancy works, that is proof checking, NDT tests, and third-party quality control works for state, central, and private organization offered by the Department of Civil Engineering, Osmania University, Hyderabad. He was a recipient of Best Guide Award by national level cube testing competition organized by various organizations. He received Best Academician Award as Sir Mokshagundam Vishweshwarya Award by Smart Infrastructural Engineering Services Trust. He delivered more than 190 expert lectures in the area of structural engineering. And I am sure that today's speaker would enlighten us about geopolymer concrete. Of course, sustainability is the watchword nowadays. And so we need to work slowly towards that. And I am sure that this topic would be of great interest to all of us. And we need to see how this will unravel. We had heard about the 3D printing of concrete. So latest developments we have heard. And let us hear to Dr. V. Bhishma on the importance of special concrete, geopolymer concrete. Over to you, sir, and welcome again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anil General Manager, Ramco Cement, and Dr. Rameshwar Rao, Institution of Engineers, India, Hyderabad Center, Suraj Kumarji, participants, delegates, and today's invitees. So, good morning to you, all of you. I am going to speak today morning about the importance of the special concrete and more specific on geopolymer concrete. So we are nowadays we are trying to make special concrete keeping in view the present day needs. So why special concrete is required actually? Why special concrete we are focusing more on? And under what circumstances this special concrete is useful for the present day scenario? All these things and how quality can be ensured in special concrete. All these things are required because the present day we are trying to make more special concrete because our constructions should be more sustainable and our concrete structural member should be more durable and our concrete member should be more quality oriented. So we are talking about so many words like special concrete, durable concrete, okay, more strength gaining concrete. When we want all this, we need to have a special concrete. So what is special concrete and where we are using this special concrete is more important for us actually to understand. Okay, so keeping in view all this, I've chosen this topic. Geopolymer concrete is one of the special concretes actually. Can geopolymer concrete can be used everywhere in concrete structures? Yes, we can use, but keeping in view some of the limitations, we cannot use geopolymer concrete for a mass concrete. We can use only for limited applications, but we need to know what is geopolymer concrete, how we can use the geopolymer concrete, and what are the advantages and what are the durability aspects of geopolymer concrete is more important. So I'll try to speak a few minutes about the special concrete, then I'll switch over onto the geopolymer concrete. So when we are talking about the special concrete, as I told you just now, what is special concrete, why special concrete is required, how a special concrete can be prepared. What is special concrete? A concrete which is going to have special characteristics, special strength, special durability, okay, yeah, load carrying capacity, we can call it as a special concrete. And what are the special concretes? You can ask a question to me. Your fiber reinforced concrete is special concrete, bacteria concrete is special concrete, recycled aggregate concrete is special concrete, polymer concrete is special concrete, geopolymer concrete is special concrete. Why all these concretes we require actually? We require all these concretes because we want to have more durable structures. Suppose we want to construct a building such a way that it should be sustainable for earthquakes. If your building is designed for earthquake resistant, then we need to definitely use better material. What do you mean by better material? High strength material, high performance material, high strength concrete, high strength steel. So these sort of concrete, these sort of constructions involve special concrete. Okay, so special concrete because it is going to perform better, because it is going to give better strength, because it is going to perform well, because it is going to give you better quality aspects. That is the reason why we need to concentrate more on special concrete. Okay, more special characteristics when we want to attain, then definitely we want to go for special concrete. Why special concrete is required? Because we need to have more durability. Why we need to have more durability? Because we should not have more repairs in future, or if some earthquake type of thing comes, then our building should not be disturbed. It means the building should have more durability, more quality. That is the reason why special concrete is required. How special concrete can be prepared? Yes, this is very, very important actually. Third one, how a special concrete can be prepared? A special concrete can be prepared by taking proper care, by doing proper mix design, by selecting proper materials. Suppose we want to make self-compacting concrete. How we can make self-compacting concrete? By using mixed design methodology, non-SU methods and all this, we can make high strength concrete by doing proper mix design. This is how a special concrete can be prepared. and it can be tested for the grades. Let us say I want M80 grade concrete, 80 MPa strength. To get 80 MPa strength, your IS code doesn't work. We cannot prepare the concrete of M80 with IS code. We need to go with some other method. What is that method? Let us self-compacting concrete, in which again you have Nansu method is there. That method we need to adapt, and several ingredients we need to select. This is how a process of special concrete can be required, and this is how we can prepare a special concrete. And where we can use this special concrete, if we can question ourselves, we can use the special concretes for the important structures. What are those important structures? High-rise structures, okay, tunnel structures, dam structures, for which we need high strength concrete. So this is the importance of special concrete. And in the special concrete, definitely we need materials. Okay, we need fibers, we need bacteria material, we need, you know, different types of fibers, different types of cement, different types of admixtures, and different mixed design methodologies we require. That is the reason why we need a special material also in that. Suppose we want to make self-compacting concrete, in which we need modified mortars, okay, several admixtures, all these materials we require. So purpose of the concrete is, you know, to make our concrete more durable. And we want to see previous concrete. What is previous concrete? There are two meanings in the previous concrete actually. Old concrete or earlier concrete. Present concrete. Present concrete means the high strength concrete which we are making. Present concrete, I can tell you typically one thing, that we are making concrete with robo sand. We are making concrete with robo sand. What is robo sand? Artificially made sand. Why we are making artificially made concrete? Because it is the order of the day, because sand is not available. When sand is not available, we are supposed to make the concrete with robo sand, artificially made sand. For example, in our metro rail also we have used 100% robo sand. River sand is not available, therefore robo sand we need to use. Okay, and previous concrete means the low grade concrete, I can say. Okay, low grade concrete in which we have used natural sand, natural aggregates, everything. Present concrete means, you know, present day scenario, whatever concrete that we are preparing is the present concrete. And one more meaning of previous concrete is, we can say recycled aggregate concrete. Earlier aggregates we have used in our structures. Because of something, you know, our structures is subjected to, you know, some failure, damage, you know, with which we want to replace the structure with new structure. Then we can process the old aggregate and we can use that aggregate as a recycled aggregate. This also we can say previous concrete. This has been, you know, observed in previous concrete, that the grade of concrete is M20, M15, M30, something like that. But in the present day concrete, we are making very high strength. Then special concrete. Special concrete, we are talking about bacteria concrete, fiber reinforced concrete, geopolymer concrete, polymer concrete. Why fiber reinforced concrete we are making? Concrete is weak in tension, strong in compression. Concrete strong in compression, weak in tension. To make the members stronger in flexure, we are using fibers. That is called special concrete. That is called fiber reinforced concrete. And why we are using bacteria into concrete? We are getting frequently cracks in concrete. Those cracks should be filled up by itself without doing any external repair. Without doing any external repair, those cracks should be filled up automatically, for which we are making bacteria concrete, because the bacteria will try to, Bacillus bacilli and all these bacteria in the concrete will try to repair the crack whichever is coming in the structure. Automatically that crack will be repaired. That is the reason why we are using bacteria concrete. And you know, polymers also doing a lot of work in concrete, because they are going to solve a lot of problems in concrete, polymers. So bond will be good, your particle packing will be good, for which we are making the polymer concrete and geopolymer concrete. Why geopolymer concrete? I'll explain to you a little later. Geopolymer concrete application is different again. In the geopolymer, we are using fly ash, we are using GGBS. All these things are ingredients of the, let us say, other ingredients of the cement, let us say. These alternative ingredients are giving lot of particle packing, lot of, durability advantages are there. That is the reason why we are using geopolymer concrete. Difficulties in special concrete. What difficulties will be there in special concrete? So fiber reinforced concrete is there, for example. The special reinforced concrete, your fiber reinforced concrete will have a lot of problems, that is balling effect, particle packing, all this, but we need to take care during the mix design process. If you can able to take care proper in mix design stage, then there won't be any problem. In special concretes, normally we are going for the very high strength. In that, the durability aspects we are looking at one side, and the other side we have the quality problems. Quality means particle packing sometimes will not be proper. If particle packing is not proper, then honeycombing will be there. If honeycombing is there, then water tries to leak. So all these things we need to address in special concretes. To overcome all these problems, what we are doing is we are doing admixtures, mineral admixtures and chemical admixtures. And these mineral and chemical admixtures properly, if you can able to, manage in concrete, then we will not have difficulties in special concrete. Otherwise, we have difficulties in special concrete. Need for the special concrete. As I told you earlier, what are the needs? What is the requirement of special concrete is, quality, durability, sustainability, speedy construction. We want a speed of the construction. Then controlled concrete we want to have a controlled concrete and controlled manpower, controlled mechanization. So all these results in good practices in concrete, okay, for which we need special concrete. We need quality, good quality, durability, then sustainability. Sustainability means future. For future, also we are not supposed to get more repairs, for which if you can use sustainable material like fly ash material, GGBS material, okay, into the concrete, that makes particle packing proper, and proper, density can be obtained for the concrete, and by the result we will not get major repairs, leakages, dampness, all these doesn't come, and thereby we get a lot of durability. And since mechanization is there, speedy construction is possible, and then we can get the special concrete with speedy construction effectively. Then controlled concrete we can get it. Concrete will be in our control. RMC we are making, let us say M50 RMC with self-compacting concrete type of thing will be controlled concrete. Then controlled manpower with mechanization, with proper training, with proper guidance, the workers also will be able to deliver their job properly. Then control mechanization, the machinery is there, RMC plants are there, mixed design can be ensured by the computerized programming, and we can get a proper quality concrete and homogeneous concrete. Concrete is normally a heterogeneous concrete. If you can do manually, there are a lot of heterogeneities which can be remain in concrete, and these remaining of heterogeneity in concrete with manual mixing will cause a lot of problems in future. That is the reason why we don't want a normal man-made concrete. We want a mechanization type concrete, so that we can make the concrete very, very good quality and durable concrete. So all these, whatever I discussed earlier, results into good practices in concrete, and that is called a special concrete. Nowadays, special concrete is required because we are all going for the high-rise structures, the important structures, and nowadays we are going with high-rise structures with so many cellars, 5-floor cellars, 6-floor cellars, 5 cellars, 6 cellars, means underground, for which our concrete should be a impervious concrete. If concrete is pervious concrete, definitely water will penetrate into that, and then it causes a lot of service problems. It gives a lot of trouble. It gives a lot of dampness, lot of leakages. So to avoid all this, we need special concrete, and that's the reason why we are focusing more on special concrete. Okay, so that our future construction will be safe, and our construction activity will be in a safer side, so that our maintenance cost also will be minimized, for which we need to focus more on special concrete, because nowadays we are experiencing several earthquakes, minor earthquakes and major earthquakes, for which the important structures will be subjected to disturbance. If you can have a special concrete, then your disturbance percentage will be very less. Your damage levels will be very less. If damage levels are less, our structures are safe. If damage levels are more, we are supposed to do more repairs. And nowadays, no repair is permanent in this world. All the repairs are only temporary. 100% repair we cannot do if something happens to the building. We can do only to some extent. That is very, very important. And this some extent doesn't serve our future requirement. That is the reason why we have to focus more on special concrete, and we have to use special concrete, high strength concrete, high performance concrete, high durable concrete. Then only our activity will be good, with good material, good mix design, good mechanization, good practices, so that we will not have future problems. And as I told you just now, the geopolymer concrete and fiber reinforced concrete, bacteria concrete, all these special concretes, like geopolymer concrete is also emerging now in recent days to solve some of the problems of our concrete. First of all, special concrete, we are using fiber concrete to arrest the cracks and to maximize the tensile strength. Polymer concrete, polymers we are using in concrete to densify the microstructure of the concrete. Recycled aggregate concrete to make the previous concrete or old concrete to the sustainable development. Fly ash concrete we are using to use the fly ash into the concrete. All these purposes are there, separate purposes are there for each and every special concrete. Similarly, geopolymer concrete is one such concrete which is emerging in the present day scenario for solving some of our problems. So fiber is solving your crack problem, okay, and your bacteria is solving your repair problems, okay, crack repair problems. And what problems are going to be solved with geopolymer concrete? You can ask me this question. Okay, what each special concrete is going to have some significance, some of the importance, some of the important solutions. So what geopolymer concrete will have solution? Geopolymer concrete, we cannot use it as a mass concrete, as I told you. We can use it as a a special application concrete, or a special concrete for the limited applications. Okay, why means we cannot produce the mass concrete in the bulk quantity, so we are not able to produce that. But still, this concrete is having a future for making concrete and applying the concrete in special applications. What is that special application you are talking about, sir? You can ask me a question. Special application means, suppose we are using concrete for water tanks, we are using concrete for sumps, we are using concrete for your drainage areas, okay, your domes, wherever your water retaining structures are there our concrete is subjected to several leakages, dampness problems are there. So we can densify the concrete by applying this, by using the concrete for water structures, okay, water tanks, water retaining structures, dam structures, and sumps, so that we can minimize all our leakage problems. So keeping that in mind, this research has been carried out at our institute to minimize the durability, to minimize the problems of the concrete. Okay, So we need for concrete to make, we are having shortage of fine aggregate, that is sand. For that, alternative material has come, that is robo sand. Similarly, to make special geopolymer concrete, we can minimize the cement and then we can make the concrete. Okay, if we can minimize the cement content, we can minimize the temperature cracks in concrete. Okay, yeah. So here carbon footprint is the major problem now. CO2 emission is there. Okay, in ordinary Portland cement. So many people are not using OPC cement now. We are all using PPC cement because blended cements are going to give less heat of hydration. That is the motto with which we are moving, because carbon footprint problem is there, environmental pollution problem is there. So when we produce 1 ton of cement, 1 ton of carbon dioxide is being released in the atmosphere. This is a hazardous one. So we want to minimize the cement content, cement production, so that carbon footprint can be minimized. Keeping that in mind, we are trying to use geopolymer concrete for making good durable concrete. So this is the general introduction. And to make the geopolymer concrete, to minimize the cement content and to use the geopolymer concrete, we are using another blended material into that is GGBS, ground granulated blast furnace slag. Okay, this is a material which is available in several industrial places. So we can use this GGBS into our fly ash and we can make the concrete. That is the importance of the geopolymer concrete, and how a geopolymer can make. How a geopolymer concrete we can make. That the standard procedures are there, and those procedures are being developed by the Cotton University. We can make the temperature curing 60 degrees. Okay, such researches have been done earlier, but now 60 degrees temperature practically not possible at site. So keeping that in mind, if you can, instead of temperature, if you can able to add GGBS into our fly ash, we can get heat of hydration and we can get good heat of hydration process, geopolymerization process. Okay, that is the motto with which this research has been moved. And the research significance here is necessity to make the geopolymer concrete, as it is partial replacement into the concrete. And in the present study, it establishes the grades. Okay, we have done this research at our university. Okay, we can make concrete right from M20 to M60 by replacing GGBS into the fly ash material, and we can obtain the mechanical properties, and we can also develop the grades for M20 to M60, and we can also use this concrete into the RCC. That is what I'm going to show it to you. The investigation carried out at Osmania University on geopolymer concrete. These are some of the literature reviews done by several researchers. I don't want to go deep into the literature review here, but I'll try to explain the procedure of the obtaining the compressive strength, the several trial mixes of geopolymer concrete with addition of GGBS, replacement levels, etc. I'll discuss with you. Replacement ratios adapted by 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. So I can tell you all the details. Many people have done on this using GGBS, but nobody established the grades. So this is a work which is done at Osmania University, myself and my research scholar Naveen Kumar. We replace GGBS 10% to 45% for the grades of concrete M20 to M60, and molarities of 8 molarity, 12 molarity, 16 molarities have been taken. And this work is not with temperature. This is under ambient curing at 27 degrees, 23 to 27 degrees, the room temperature only. We obtained strength of 21 MPa to 72 MPa. That is equivalent to nearly M20 to M60. Okay, yeah. So here, as I told you, I can show you this research for M20 to M60 grade concrete with the replacement of GGBS 9% to 43% after several trial mixes. we have obtained these values. So properties of the fly ash and GGBS are like this. We have investigated the fly ash material and GGBS percentages of the mass, physical properties we have arrived, and these are the locally available material of fine aggregate, then coarse aggregate we have taken, and additional material that can be used in this are a mixture of sodium hydroxide and sodium silicate was used. You can even use potassium hydroxide and potassium silicate, but potassium hydroxide and potassium silicate are quite costlier when compared to sodium hydroxide and sodium silicate. So that is how we have selected. And then actually to make the geopolymer concrete, this is the combination: sodium hydroxide, sodium silicate, alkaline liquid we can get, potassium hydroxide and potassium silicate, alkaline liquid we can get. The first combination is better, cost effective. This is little costlier. Okay, so this combination we have taken, and then procedure is there how to select, how to take flakes from the market, sodium hydroxide, sodium silicate, obtain the local supplier flakes with a purity of 98%. Sodium was prepared. We have to prepare the solution. Then all these procedures are being given to produce 1 kg of sodium hydroxide solution, 8 molarity. 262 grams of flakes was dissolved into 738 grams of distilled water. This is the procedure of the mix design. We have done several trials we have done, and then based on the trials we got the compressive strength value. These are all the requirements of sodium silicate: Na2O 14.7%, SiO2 29.4%, water 55.9%. This is how mix design which has been taken, and this is very interesting. Sodium hydroxide and water will give you sodium silicate, and then finally the view of the preparation of the alkaline liquid will be like this. 1 day before the concrete casting, we need to add all these and then keep the solutions ready, and then next day only, after 24 hours only, we can make the concrete. Okay, so this is sodium hydroxide material, this is water, and this is sodium silicate. We can get the alkaline liquid in this manner. So this we have to add it into concrete, and I will show you how a concrete looks like, your geopolymer concrete. This is how a normal mixing, fly ash, GGBS, we can use view of the SSD condition of the average, and then view of the dry mix of geopolymer concrete. We can mix like this, and then you can add the solution. Yeah, view of the addition of the solution, you can add like this, and you can mix the concrete. So this is called geopolymer, freshly mixed geopolymer concrete. Yeah, this is very homogeneous, and you will not have any honeycomb on this, and it is very sticky, and we can make good quality special geopolymer concrete. This is how for all the grades we did several mixes to arrive this type of concrete. It took a lot of time, nearly 2 years time for us to understand this and make the concrete of this nature. A trial mix 1, several trials we have done. Okay, phase 1 trial mix programs for M20 to M60. Then each trial mix we have seen, trial mix per cubic meter of concrete, trial mix 1, trial mix 2, trial mix 3, trial mix 4 we have done, and then fly ash plus GGBS, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, sodium silicate, sodium hydroxide, everything. And this is how a sodium hydroxide and sodium silicate looks like. This is how it is prepared actually, a mixture of sodium hydroxide and sodium silicate. And this is fly ash, this is GGBS. This is mixture of fly ash and GGBS. This is the concrete how we are making, as I told you earlier. So results of compressive strength, we got it for different molarities like this: 17, 20, 24, 27, 30. So as the molarity is increasing, compressive strength is increasing. But one thing is, if molarity is going to increase, your cost is also going to be increased. So therefore, better we should look at the lower molarity. That is better in the research actually. So if your molarity is increasing, your cost is also increasing. compressive strength you get more, but cost is also more. So therefore, results of compressive strength for trial mix for 8 molarity, 12 molarity, 16 molarity, we got it 23, 57, 72. And then trial mix 3, yeah, we got like this: 8 molarity, 12 molarity, 16 molarity, yeah, 46 to 72. The results of compressive strength trial mix 4, 31 to 73. This is the final mix we got. What we have done is, at our university, we have taken only 8 molarity. For 8 molarity, the compressive strength we have concentrated more. For 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. For GGBS, for M20 is 9%, for 30 is 20%, 40 is 27.5%, 50, 38%, and 60, 43%. As grade is increasing, and these grades we have established actually. Earlier, geopolymer concrete grades were not there. So with 8 morality, we have obtained the target strengths with these mixed proportions after several trial mixes. Okay, these are the trial mix that is being given. Mixed design for geopolymer concrete is arrived for a no cement and without heat curing, ambient curing for M20. This is the mixed design done for M20. Okay, and this is for M30. This is for M40. This is for M50. And this is for M60. Okay, all these trials have been done, and then special concrete has been made. To improve the workability, also improved. Dosage of superplasticizer has been used, okay, to make the workability. Okay, and all the precautions have been taken by taking 8 molarity, sodium hydroxide, sodium silicate, fly ash and GGBS, yeah, and mixed proportions of geopolymer concrete finally arrived this one. And compressive strength values have been obtained for several mixes. Okay, and 28 for M20, 28 MPa2, the other value we got for M60, 72. And you can see here that your 28 days compressive strength for M20 is 28.33, M30 is 40.4, M40 is 50.46, M50 is 59.9, and M60 is 71 point. It means for each and every grade of concrete, target strengths have been arrived. M20, what is the target strength required? 27. Ft is equal to FCK plus T into S. 20 means nearly 30. 27 we should get, 28 we got. M30 means 38.25, 40.4 we got. 40 means some 48.25, 50.46 we got. 50 means 58 point something, 59.9 we got. 60 means, it means for every grade plus 10 is your target strength. So plus 10 target strengths have been arrived. Splitting tensile strength also we have checked, and we got the splitting tensile strength value here, okay, of selected replacement ratios and all. We got the acceptable values. So these are the splitting tensile strength values, and flexural strength values also we got, and we have actually checked these values with the Indian standard codes and other codes also. Our target strengths with which we have checked IS 456, flexural strength is 0.7 root FCK. With these values are being compared, and they are very, very acceptable limits. Okay, ACI code, Canadian code, all these codes we have checked. Results of modulus of elasticity also checked, and it is within the acceptable limit. Basic results of IS 456, compressive strength, all these mechanical properties have been checked. After checking any concrete, not only geopolymer concrete, if you can check the concrete, high strength concrete or any grade of concrete, if you check the mechanical properties, that is not enough. Mechanical properties means what? Compressive strength, workability, splitting tensile strength, flexural strength, Young's modulus, all these things are mechanical properties, right? Basic properties of the concrete. And these basic properties, whether they are going to workable for your RCC design or not, we need to check. To check that, again, we need to investigate certain things. Development of mathematical model for geopolymer concrete. What we have done is we have done stress strain relationships for each grade of concrete, and these stress strain relationships which are obtained are developed a model for your stress strain curves, and these models are superimposed onto the moment carrying capacities and load carrying capacities for the flexural behavior of the beams. And we have casted the cylinders for the target strength mix proportions which we obtained, and for those target strength values, we have casted the cylinders and then tested the cylinders and developed the stress strain curves. These stress strain curve values are, superimposed onto the RC members, and theoretical values have been obtained. And experimentally, again, we have done the beams and then compared the experimental and theoretical values. So this is how the investigation has been done. Stress strain relation for geopolymer concrete, modified Sainz model we have taken. This is stress, this is strain of the concrete which we got experimental, theoretical, and we have developed a equation y is equal to ax by 1 plus bx plus cx square equation, parabolic equation for each grades of concrete, and this is normalized, non-dimensionalized to get a curve, and boundary conditions we have obtained for the curve, stress and strain, and the non-dimensional is 0, 0 initial values and 1, 1 final value. As I told you, this is 0, 0 initial value and final. Intermediate values have been obtained. And we have, for that equation, the constants have been arrived for each grade of concrete. Okay, by taking the equations, then, all the constants are arrived for A and A dash and A dash, two types of constant we get it. And those things are arrived, and experimental and theoretical values have been compared. Okay, for each grade of concrete, this is M20, this is M50, for all the grades, 20 to right from M20 to M60. And the idea is actually to obtain the moment equation. Okay, from stress strain curves, we want to develop a moment curvature relations, and we want to know the design parameters for geopolymer concrete, and we want to see the design is okay for geopolymer concrete or not, for which we have investigated the design constant for geopolymer concrete. These are the conventional IS 456, depth of neutral axis, then your center of gravity, ultimate moment, all this, then depth of neutral axis, then compressive force, then stress block parameters, all these moment of resistance, all this. So after getting this, if you can able to visualize that this is the conventional concrete stress block parameters, we can also get the design parameters for geopolymer concrete. That is alpha, beta, gamma, xn by d. Mu is equal to 0.138 FCK BD square. This is Mu is 0.138 FCK. This is for Fe 500 grade steel, 0.130 FCK BD square. What would be the value of geopolymer concrete here, KT? We want to obtain the values of xn by d for each grade, and this is alpha value, beta value, xn by d stress block parameters values we want to obtain, and these constants after obtaining, we want to design the RC beam. Then only your geopolymer concrete comparison can be done, with which we have moved this research, and we have obtained all these values. This is the equation which I have shown you earlier, that idealized stress strain curve. And this is as I told you, the curve, stress strain curve we got from M20 to M60 have been superimposed onto the RC cross section, assumed RC cross section. That is, your beam, is 1500 mm by 150 mm by 230 mm, and for that cross section, those values have been imposed here to get the design parameters. Okay, and all those curve constants have been taken into consideration to get the compressive force. The compressive force equation is the area of the curve under the sustain can be obtained like this. This is the compressive force how we can obtain. Okay, though all those stress strain curves for each grade of concrete can be superimposed onto RC sections, and we can obtain this. So your area of the curve, stress strain curve under this is y is equal to x by 1 plus bx square like form. AB is equals integral of f of dx. F is stress, this is strain. Integral of y dx, this is nothing but integral of y dx means f d epsilon. So this is integrated. F is equal to x by 1 plus, where f is equal to the assumed model of equation for stress strain curve, which has been taken here. So we can derive the equation integral of f of y dx. We can integrate to get the compressive force. We want to have a compressive force in this for geopolymer concrete, okay, for which the integration has been done, and then compressive force formula is obtained. By obtaining all these integrations process, we can get the compressive force. Okay, this is the compressive force which I am talking about. You get it. B is a cross section, depth of neutral axis, strain in concrete. All these equation you can get it. Cu is equal to bxu by epsilon cu into AB, where AB is integrated value. Area of the stress strain curve, which is AB. AB can be, we can arrive the AB value because your compressive force is linked with AB, which I have shown you here. Yeah, your compressive force is B into x, xu by epsilon cu into AB. AB is the integral of f of d epsilon y dx. Integral AB is integral of y dx. That has been integrated and then obtain the compressive force value. Why compressive force value we are trying to obtain for geopolymer concrete? Because we want to have moment, bending moment of a beam. We want to have a bending moment of a beam. What bending moment? Theoretical bending moment. To get a theoretical bending moment, your compressive force into Z or tensile force into Z for a balanced section. So compressive force into Z, depth of neutral axis, we have there, and then lever arm is there. We can get it easily. So that is how we have integrated and then calculated. Similarly, the tensile force is F into AST. We got from the IS 456 codal provisions, and then tensile force also calculated. Once you get compressive force and tensile force for a balanced section C is equal to T, we can arrive all this. Balanced section C is equal to T, we can get the geopolymer concrete balanced section moment. And depth of neutral axis also we can get it, where compressive force is tensile force, their depth of neutral axis we can catch up, and we can also get the value of xu by d. Okay, similarly all the parameters we can get it, and we can see compressive force is equal to tensile force for all intermediate neutral axes. We can try for forces where compressive force is equal to tensile force, there the depth of neutral axis can be taken. That is how it is picked up. The alpha value can be calculated, beta value can be calculated. Then your depth of neutral axis also can be calculated from your analysis. This is how moments can be obtained and curvatures can be obtained, and moment versus curvatures for M20 to M60 grades of concretes have been drawn like this. Calculation of theoretical moments for geopolymer concrete and experimental moments for geopolymer concrete is from the beams, and these are the all theoretical moments which we got. At compressive force, tensile force, depth of neutral axis, this curvature is this, moment due to compressive force is also calculated, theoretical moments, experimental moments. This is ultimate moment 19.4 kilonewton meter. Okay, ultimate moment, compressive moment due to compressive force. theoretically from M20 to M60 it is arrived. Similarly, experimental work and validation of the model for geopolymer concrete without heat curing has been arrived. Mixed proportions as per final mix design also has been arrived, M20 to M60. For each mix case, 3 beam specimens have been cast, that is 150 by 230 by 1500 mm. Because please understand here, whatever theoretical moments we got is for 150 by 1500 by 230 mm cross section. Similarly, same cross section has been taken for experimentation. Same area of steel has been taken for experimentation, casted with the same grades of concrete, and then arrived the experimental moments. Theoretical moments earlier with theoretical equations and all we get, and then experimental after testing your beams experimentally 2-point loading we get. These two need to be compared. That is the importance of this investigation. If you can compare these two and then if they are nearer, then yes, the study is okay, the comparison is okay, the investigation is okay. You can use the geopolymer concrete for the design. That is how. Like that, here all proposed experimental details of the reinforced geopolymer concrete beams have been obtained. Okay, for shear, then moment, all these. And your experimental moment should be more than theoretical moment. Then only your geopolymer concrete holds good. And in our case, we got all moments more than the theoretical moments. This is how beams have been cast and they have tested under universal testing machine by comparing curvatures at the top and bottom. 2-point loading. This is the loading setup at Osmania University. These are all the beams. Which beam? Geopolymer concrete beams. They have not cured. In that ambient curing, they left after casting the concrete, they left open to the air. And we kept under the shed for 28 days, and after that we have tested. This is the loading pattern that we have taken. These are all the beams, geopolymer concrete beams of M20 grade 3 specimens, M30 grade 3 specimens, M40 grade 3 specimens, M50 grade 3 specimens, M60 grade 3 specimens. Validation of theoretical and experimental moment. Their pattern is same. So experimental moments are more when compared to theoretical moment. It means your study, your investigation which you have done, geopolymer concrete is effective for use in structural grades of concrete, special concrete. Theoretical moments, the experimental moments. You please see here, all these experimental moments are more than the theoretical moments. Okay, this is 27, 33, 35, 41, 44, 49, 54, 59, 68, 72. It means your load carrying capacity of geopolymer concrete is more than the theoretical moment. This is theoretical, this is experimental. So therefore, your investigation is good. You can use effectively the geopolymer concrete RC members for your construction. This is applicability. This is application actually. Based on this investigation, based on these results, we can rely that yes, geopolymer concrete beams can be designed for structural purposes. This is a validation, moment versus curvatures. Values have been obtained for all grades of concrete. Experimental moment curvature for M20 to M60 grades of concrete. Theoretical and experimental. Experimental, as I told you earlier, the correlations also we have obtained for experimental and theoretical. Correlation coefficients 0.9 for M20 grade concrete 0.994, 0.993, 0.997, 0.994, 0.981. So this is another check. Then load versus deflections also obtained here. The grade is increasing, this thing is increasing. Theoretical, experimental and theoretical also compared. These are all the trial mixes that we made, as I told you earlier. All mechanical properties are compared. Theoretical validations have been done. Conclusions. So I want to conclude here by saying that we have done several trial mixes, and in the trial mixes we have arrived at the GGBS replacements, mechanical properties compared with the Cordell provisions. Stress strain curves are being developed for geopolymer concrete, and mathematical model has been obtained, and all stress block parameters alpha, beta, gamma, x and by d have been arrived, and finally they are tested for validation for load versus deflection and moment versus curvature. So mixed design is developed here for M20 to M60 grades of concrete. These are the contributions. Design constants also have been arrived in this investigation. Okay, feature scope you can do for high strength, very high strength concrete. Some of our research scholars are now doing M70 and M80. We got the compressive strength for M70 and M80. Our research scholar is doing the mathematical model again for M70 and M80. And durability studies have been can be done. Development of self-compacting with geopolymer concrete one can try. So these are some of the references that we have done in our investigation. So with this I conclude my presentation. Now I will give the forum for discussions and any clarifications on the topic which is given to me. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a very interesting presentation. In fact, you had covered in detail about the mixed design and all that of geopolymer concrete, which is different from a conventional mixed design.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was, in fact, even that, sodium hydroxide, sodium silicate.
Yes.
I think a lot of procurement has to be done and a lot of testing also has to be done to make a special concrete.
Yes.
So that has been. But how far is it being used in India, sir? That was one question yesterday also. It was there.
Sir, yeah,
you know,
there.
what
It's
was
a very
the
good question, sir. Actually, it is in the research stage still. Concrete mixes have been developed, and all the beam RC beam testing also has been done. But only thing is durability studies are going on, and somebody should come forward to take this concrete and use it in field. So I think shortly it will be done, sir. People are trying actually. Some people are coming to me and they are trying actually to go take it into the market.
But I think internationally it has been used in many places.
Yeah, many places it has been used, but only in India people are having some apprehensions. So recently only our shortage of sand was there, robo sand we are using. Keeping all these heterogeneities in mind, people are not getting aware of it actually. That is, it takes some time, but it will definitely come in the market.
No, even the usage of blended cement also, if you remember earlier, there was a lot of resistance.
There was a lot of resistance, and later on people realized, and now they are using, right? Yeah.
Yes. So I think it will take time. It's a matter of time, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think a basic question has been asked: how much quantity of cement content in percentage can be used for M20, M30, M40, M50, M60? I think it would have been, yeah.
So some question is asked: how much quantity of the cement is used?
Yeah.
So for your information, cement, nothing is used in that.
Only
fly ash and GGBS, that's all. Fly ash and GGBS, no cement.
So in general, of course, if he wants to know, it is based on the mixed design and based on exposure conditions.
We can add a 10%, 15% cement also, and we can try, one can try, no problem. Yeah.
I think that's it. Not many things, but special concrete, as you rightly said, I think various types of special concrete are being used in many sites.
Yes.
May not be geopolymer concrete alone, but other concretes are also being used, like
bacteria concrete, self-compacting concrete.
Self-compacting concrete has become a little bit common now. Yeah.
Common, yes.
So, that's the thing. And tomorrow's webinar is again at 11 o'clock on seismic earthquake-related this thing. So I request all the professionals to log in at 11 o'clock tomorrow, and it was a very wonderful presentation. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. Anything that you would like to add, Dr. Rameshwar Rao Garu?
Thanks to respected today's speaker, Dr. V. Bhishma Garu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, University College of Engineering, Usman University, Hyderabad. Engineer Anil Kumar Pillai, General Manager, Technical Services, the Ramco Cement Limited, Chennai, construction experts, fellow fraternity, distinguished guests, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to perform the pleasant duty of proposing vote of thanks. At the outset, on behalf of the Institution of Engineers India, Telangana State Center, and Ramco Cement Limited, on my own behalf, I convey our sincere and profound thanks to Dr. V. Bhishma, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, University College of Engineering, Usman University, for making it convenient to participate in today's webinar and gracing the web conference and delivering a talk on importance of special concrete in the geopolymer concrete in a lucid way. I also thanks Engineer Anil Kumar Garu for conducting the proceedings of today's webinar as a moderator. I also convey thanks to the management of Ramco Cement Limited to associate this important event. We convey our thanks to the eminent experts in the field of construction and water resource engineering, fellow fraternity, for making it convenient to be with us this today morning. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Professor Bhishma Garu and Dr. Rameshwar Rao Garu. And let's meet tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And I sign off from today's webinar. And please stay safe. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all.